So I book a bar gig in Brisbane. My dad's brother has lived in Brisbane with his family for over half a century. Go to Sydney, and I don't know if you've been to Australia or not, but Aussies are some of the best crowds in the world. They are amazing, because to make them laugh, all you have to do is make fun of the British. They invaded 90% of the countries on the planet. You know that? At the time, it was 90% of the countries on the planet. And I always wondered, how did they do it? I remember asking a British friend of mine, we just celebrated July 4th, when's your Independence Day? He just stared at me until it hit me. Oh, that's right, you don't have one. You just have days that other countries gain their independence from you. But how'd they do it? I think it's that voice. That British accent does something to people. We're either intimidated by it, we're scared of it, we find it sexy. Something's going on with that voice. It just gets people. The thing is, we kicked them out of the United States over 200 years ago. And we invited them back in when we needed judges for American Idol. And America's Got Talent. And Top Chef. Because it sounds better coming from them. We still want them to judge us. Why is that? Why are we seeking we broke up with them. They should be seeking our approval. But I guarantee you they are not. You are never gonna see the Great British Bake Off hosted by Larry the Cable Guy. You can use the British voice to your advantage. If you ever need a late checkout from a hotel, use the British voice. Because Azhar and I were in Hyderabad, and we've been talking and solving the world's problems till 6 in the morning. We realized we need a late checkout. We can't really do a great British accent. We call up Mo Ammer, a really good friend of ours. And he's in Cairo. We put him on FaceTime. We call down to the front desk. He can do a spot on British accent. I can't. I'm an Indian guy doing an impression of a Palestinian guy doing an impression of a British guy. So, Polaroid in the sun, okay? It's not gonna be quite as good, but he goes, cheerio, could you just be a dear? And do you mind giving us, our flight got rerouted through Spain. Is there any way maybe you can give us like a 4 p.m. checkout? He asked for a 4 p.m. checkout. And we got it! Do you have any idea how late that is? That's an hour later than the check-in of the next day. That is a really late checkout. And by the way, my wife's family hates this joke because they're Gujarati and they run hotels and stop telling everybody how to get a late checkout. It's because everything sounds right in that accent. If I say it to you right now, sir, 2 and 2 is 5, you're like, no, it's not. But if I go 2 and 2 is 5, love, you got to think about it. That's right. Because the British are smart, I'm sure that's probably applicable to them like anyone else. They get a lot of credit because of that accent. They're not that smart. Right? You do know that the British used to send their criminals to Australia. I'm not making that up. You know that, right? Australia was a penal colony for the British. But I don't know if you've been to Australia. It's a way better place than England. It's warmer, it's larger, cooler animals. I think if the British were really that smart, they would have gone to Australia and left the criminals in England. So true. Needless to say, the Aussies ate that up. And while we were planning the trip, we thought, while we're in the area, we'll go to Africa. Clearly, we went to U.S. public school. And if you're not laughing, so did you. Because Africa is nowhere near Australia. We found this out the hard way. We're like Southern Hemisphere. How far could it be? Really, really far. I got news for you. The Southern Hemisphere is just as big as the Northern Hemisphere. 18 hours later, after connecting through Singapore, we land in Johannesburg. And we loved South Africa because my wife's mom was born in South Africa. In fact, we have a lot of family down there, and we loved it. We loved everything about South Africa, except for the name. They sort of gave up when they named the place, didn't they? What direction is it? South. What continent? Africa. Done. We're not going to put any more thought into this at all. Then again, we do the same thing here in the United States. We have stores here called mailboxes, etc. Linens and things. Bed Bath Beyond. What's the et cetera? What things? Anything could be in that Beyond section. What's in it? We flew home through Paris, so that was Europe for us. And the French, being the French, insisted that every comedian on the lineup at this bar gig do at least one joke in French. I've not taken French since college. Does anyone here know what the word is for now in French? Wow, look at this, very cultured audience. Literary and cultured, I love this. That's right, maintenant. Maintenant. 3 syllables. That's a long word for now. By the time you get finished saying maintenant, it's no longer maintenant. They like that one too. Okay. Good. Glad. Good. I find out that there's a group of people, API. This is a bunch of South Asian doctors, but they don't call it SAD because they're happy. They make a lot of money. Make a lot of money. I think my doctor's here tonight. They make a lot of money. I'm telling you. What kind of medicine? Internal medicine. Isn't it all internal medicine? Unless you're a dermatologist, it's all internal medicine. And I remember saying something about how they make the least amount of money, sorry. But then I had a pediatrician come up to me, and she's like, actually, we make less money. I'm like, well, your patients are... They should make less. It's like operation. I mean, come on. But... I find out that this group, API, is setting sail from South America to Antarctica. Boom. I'm hitching a ride with these fools. I'm gonna do it. I don't care if I'm pre-med for 2 years. I'm gonna sleep in the hold of the ship like Leo DiCaprio. I'm in, okay? I'm gonna do it. I hitch a ride. I take my college roommate along with me, and we fly down to Buenos Aires. I've been in Buenos Aires for 45 minutes, and I realized I really screwed up by not being born Latino. So close. The laid-back vibe, the beautiful people, the delicious food, it was incredible. I do this bar gig, it goes really well. And by the way, how am I getting these bar gigs? It's because when you're a comedian, you're sort of in this society of comedians. Like, you can hook each other up with this stuff. And comedians can be totally racist. We don't care. We have no line. So I hit up every Mexican comedian I knew. I was like, do you know anyone in Venezuela? And then they gave me people in Argentina, and that was it. So, fly down there, do the gig, and it went, well enough that the crowd decides to take me out in Buenos Aires. I don't know if you've been there before, but it was incredible. I always thought Latinos were kidding when they said that they go really late. And everything starts late, goes late. I'm like, they're exaggerating. There's no way. Dinner at 11 p.m., bar at 12 a.m. We try to go to a club at 12:30. It's not open yet. This club opens at 1 a.m. We go for a drink, come back at 1:30, it's a line 50 people deep. We go inside, we dance till 5 in the morning, it's a Wednesday. So I have high hopes for tonight. Hungover, I board the ship for Antarctica. Okay, I get on the ship, I'm gonna do it. The reason my wife did not go on this trip is something called the Drake Passage. Anyone know what that is? The Drake Passage is the roughest seas in the world. It's 600 miles of water where ships can pitch up to 40 feet. My wife was like, no thanks. Rajiv already rocks my world hard enough. Hi, Mom. Hey, you got a son out of it. What do you want? Yes, Naveen. We'll get there. So to even imagine what that's like, 40 feet, are you kidding me? You have to go back to math class and the X, Y, and Z axes, okay? Because you're a point in space, and the ship is rocking back and forth. It is rolling side to side like Axl Rose. By the way, that's where rock and roll comes from. And it's also pitching up and down. So you were a point in space doing this, and the only way to make that even remotely bearable is drugs. They give you something called a scopolamine patch, okay? Scopolamine is a drug. You take it, and it is to cure seasickness. The side effect, I'm not making this up, is nausea. That'd be like if Viagra, the side effect is impotence. Like, are you kidding me? What's the point of that? Literally, like, what is the point of that? Crazy. So we put it on, and then you read the package, and it tells you it is a patch to be put on a non-hairy part of your body. You're ahead of me on this one. Yeah, we're South Asian. Where's it gonna go? Behind the ear it goes. And oh my gosh, scopolamine. Oh, I learned to love the Drake passage more than, you better find your lovin', you better find your heart. That's a passage by Drake. My British accent's a little better. And we're sailing along with all these Indians who bring along their own chef. South Asians cannot be without our cuisine. I tell you, they put the tikka in Antarctica. I love a good pun. I'm a Punjabi. As we approach the continent, I begin to fret because it turns out they decide to tell us now, no company can promise you a continental landing. What? And they go, it's in the terms and conditions. I go, that's like a Droid or an iPhone. Who reads that stuff? You just scroll to the end and hit I agree. Are you kidding me? They go, no, because the ship goes in, and then because of the water, there's no landing docks. Antarctica's not a country, it's a landmass. So you have to wait for the water to smooth out, and it doesn't always do that. Luckily, our crew consisted mostly of Europeans. And if anybody can figure out how to invade a landmass, they got us onto the actual continent. I performed for some cruise mates and some penguins. It was a cold room. But this brown guy did all right in front of a black and white crowd. By the way, you're not allowed to approach the penguins. They have to come to you. It's like Bumble. And the penguins are very cute, but they're kind of aloof. They kind of don't care that you're there. Then again, anytime anyone desperately traveled thousands of miles to come see me, I kind of blew them off too. We come back through South America, and I miss Christmas with Hersha. I'm really sorry. But I did text her from South America saying, let me know if you want anything from Amazon. I'm on bottom of the world. I don't know. I don't know what it says about me that I got my stand-up comedy on Antarctica before I got it on late-night TV. But that's how I became the only person in history to perform stand-up comedy on all 7 continents. You guys are an amazing audience. I feel like I don't even need to do the punchline of the joke. Like, you're just with me from the setup. I feel the love, you know what I mean? Because every joke has a setup and a punchline. Sometimes some tags, little punchlines after it, but it's basically a setup and a punchline. And there are actually comedy clubs in the United States called The Punchline. There's one in Atlanta, there's one up in San Francisco, and I do really well at those clubs. But I think I would crush at a club called The Setup. If all I had to do was set up a joke and walk away, I would be amazing. I would be the king of that comedy club. You ever go to a 3D movie and they give you the red and blue glasses at the beginning of the film? You ever do this thing in the middle of the movie where you take the glasses off your face just to see what the screen looks like without the glasses? So weird. You ever drive along in your car and you look down at the odometer and it's like 9,995, 96, 97. You get all excited because you're like, oh, I'm going to see it turn 10,000 on this trip. Maybe you go through a drive-through, check your phone, and then you look down again, it's 10,002, and you're like... So stupid. You ever landed at LAX and you're really, really tired, and so you get on one of those moving walkways and you lean against the moving handrail, but it's moving at a different speed from the walkway? You ever sit on your couch at home and you're texting somebody and you're watching TV and you text a word and they say the same word on TV that you just texted and you're like, oh! Just 40 more of these. You ever out with a group of people and you ask somebody to take your picture with a camera phone and they line up, you're all ready, and then somebody stands right next to them with another camera phone, and now you don't know which one to look in? So you sort of split the difference, and you look like an idiot in both of them? That bit is so dumb, but I love it. It's hard to go back to real jokes after that. I thought about it, though. I was like, what is the dumbest thing you've ever heard? Like the dumbest thing you've ever heard. I got to go back to high school geography. There was a girl in our class who could not understand how it was possible to go downhill and north at the same time. We got out a map, and she's like, but that's down. We're like, Becky, her name was Becky. That's south. It's a 2D representation of a 3D concept. We're getting out globes and compasses, and she just doesn't get it, bless her heart. But if I gotta be honest, I can feel pretty stupid too. You know what does it to me? In LA especially? Parking signs. Did anybody park out here tonight? Oh my gosh. I came here for a rehearsal on Sunday, and I pulled up with my car, and it's just so confusing, and there's so much pressure because of the traffic, you just lose 50 IQ points. You just can't read. You pull up with your car, and you're like, there's like 4 signs. The whole pole is covered. What do these say? Street sweeping Tuesday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Is it Tuesday? I know it's not Tuesday. Why do I do that? Two-hour parking except Sunday. Does that mean I can park for 2 hours on Sunday? Does that mean I can't park at all on Sunday? Parking till 12 a.m. Sunday. Is that tonight? That was last night, right? Oh, it's a permit zone. You get all the way to the bottom. Doesn't even apply to you.